guess what's this day like for you? I think early in your career you may have been a little bit more worried on a day like this, and now you kind of worked yourself to where you've at least got more of established roles.
Yeah, I mean it's same old thing, man. Even like you said back then, there's a little bit more nerves, but at the same time, the work is still the same. I'm still work like I'm not gonna make the team. You know what I'm saying? So I still kind of put in the same work, even going on year 7. I'm still working, still got a chip on my shoulder, like I am that undrafted guy coming in, like I was when my rookie year.
I don't remember if it was this preseason game or the previous one. You didn't play. It was the previous one, right? Where you kind of carried a dude. And I didn't get to ask you about it because I don't think I've seen you since then. You know the play I'm talking about, right? Where you carried at least one dude.
Oh no.
Well, there was a play. I think it was down near the goal line
Close
where
to okay.
you kind of made it obvious that it wasn't going to be easy to tackle you.
Yeah.
If you remember that situation, what's the mindset that you try to have in that situation?
In that situation, really, it's just we're this close, we got to score. I mean, that's my biggest thing. I know the getting into the red zone, it's a little bit tighter. Guys are closer to the line. Linebackers are walked up a little bit more. Safeties are walked up a little bit more. At that point, it's whatever it takes. That's the type of mindset I have.
How often would you run into Landon Roberts these past couple of week and a half, I guess? What's he like taking a hit from him?
Just a lot of energy. Fast player, smart player. He makes a lot of the plays he makes. It's I feel like it's off of just his knowledge. So just seeing him, the couple times I was able to really watch him and really see how he is, I definitely could tell he's just a smart guy. Knows when to trigger. Knows his keys. Knows everything that he's doing out there. A vet player that knows a lot about the game, and he can easy to play fast when you know your stuff.
Malcolm, you obviously were with a team in the Rams that were able to get to the Super Bowl and have a lot of success in recent years, and now you're coming to a bit of a younger team that's trying to get to that level. What can you say about what the team is like, what players are like in terms of leadership, and I'm trying to get to that level? Do you think that in terms of the having the right guys and leaders, do you think this team has it?
Yeah, for sure. I think we got a lot of the right pieces in the right places, man. Obviously, the coaches, a lot of the coaches been coaching for a long time. They putting people in the right positions, putting people in the right places to be able to succeed, man. So I'm pretty excited about this team, young team, as you all know. But at the same time, man, I can definitely see, a whole bunch of development, even from the first preseason game to the second. I just saw so much improvement, man, and a lot of communicating going on, and it's definitely fun to get around the young guys and be able to just interact with them and see how they work and encourage them to do anything that they can to get better.
Following up on that real quick, I believe around that season that the Rams, obviously you were hurt that season, but when the Rams got to Super Bowl, I mean, they kind of surprised people, get to that. What kind of stands out from that team in terms of like the little things that you saw, behind the scenes?
With the Rams team, you're saying?
Yeah, being able to make that jump to the Super Bowl.
Really just a lot of communication, man. A lot of communication, a lot of small details, communicating on the small details. It can be some of the smallest stuff from where we stand in practice, making sure we're listening. Communication from players to players, coaches to coaches, coaches to players, everything like that, man. I feel like a lot of it, speaking on offense, a lot of it was all about communication, being on the same page, whether it was us out during an actual play, communicating pre-snap or, in the meeting room and making sure, every single offensive line or every single running back knows what the offensive line may call in certain situations like that. So I feel like that was a lot of a lot of our success was definitely, in my opinion, was communication.
So is that part of your game, knowing what the offensive line will call from protection stand? I mean, obviously you got to know from a protection standpoint, but do you take that viewpoint from a running standpoint?
Yeah, you kind of know the scheme at least. You may not know every single call. I think that just kind of comes with time and then being in the system for so long. Obviously with me coming here, new system, I'm still learning as well, certain stuff. But yeah, definitely at least knowing the scheme of the run and knowing, what what offensive linemen are blocking which players, how to set certain blocks up, stuff like that, man. It definitely helps, and it just comes with time, comes with experience.
I'm sure you've been around a bunch of quarterbacks in your life, college and pro. How would you describe Tua's leadership style?
Great leadership, man. He's a guy that when he steps in the huddle, he's he's saying, all right, listen up, and everybody's quiet. Everybody listens in on him. He's not so much of a rah guy, screaming and yelling type of stuff. But when he comes in that huddle and he's ready to call a play and he's ready to make his calls pre-snap and stuff, everybody's gonna listen up, and I like to a lot.
Going back to the what you talked about earlier about being able to punch it in the red zone, that's something that this team has kind of been up and down on over the years. Has that been sort of a point of emphasis, would you say, in this training camp, to being able to impose your will on the goal line?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's with every team. There's certain situations throughout games that I feel like the whole stadium may know you're about to run the ball, so you still have to be successful at it. And I think that just comes with some heart, with will, any synonyms you can think of. That when it comes down to it, even though a team knows you're about to run the ball, you still run it and you still succeed.
Earlier, obviously, you got to try your best to focus, but I'm sure you've seen there's been Sean Watson stuff in the media as far as him here. How do you guys handle that in the locker room as far as that stuff being out there and
I think we really don't pay attention to it, to be honest with you. It's something that the coaches in the front office more so handle. So us as players who aren't involved in any of those type of decisions, I mean, to me, it's just you just don't pay attention to it. It's nothing that we can control. So that's that.
Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Flores, with you coming in? Is it what you expected? Is there something in particular that surprised you?
It's about what I expected. When I came up here, before when I signed, I kind of got a really good feel for him. He's a straight up guy. Tells everything straight up. He kind of up front, knows what he wants. He communicates to us what he wants out of us as players, as far as on the field, off the field, and everything has been pretty straightforward.
But he always takes the defensive side, right?
Always, man. He always on the defensive side. We make a good play on offense. He don't like it, man.